friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead. Well, I want to make chicken garlic pizzas for the freezer. I want to use up some chicken that's been in my freezer for a while, as you can see. So I'm going to unpack all this chicken, throw it in a clean roasting pan, and season it with a bit of salt, pepper, and paprika, and I'm going to roast it. Then Daddy's going to make shawarmas tonight. No, he's already done that video. And the rest, I'm going to use the meat on my pizzas and the bones, the broth, and the skin for soup. It's another home economics video. Well, I'm going to make chicken garlic pizzas for the freezer. But first, we have to make the dough. Okay, so this is what we're going to need for our pizza dough. We need 12 cups of flour. Wipe my lid off. 4.5 cups of warm water, which I'm going to get into that bowl right away. Two tablespoons of yeast. This is instant, so I don't have to wait for it to proof. A tablespoon of salt. Now, we are going to get this going. Now, I have a cup of olive oil going here. Remember the rule with Sam, folks. So now, we're going to pour in our olive oil. 1 cup of olive oil. And we're going to start putting in 12 cups of flour. 3, 11. Now let's just have a look. Or actually a feel. Yeah, that's going to need the 1 more cup of flour. And we're going to let this mix for a good 5 minutes. I love my stainless steel island, Daddy. Oh, that's looking wonderful. Can you see that, folks? Okay, you know what, folks? That looks really sticky still, but that's okay. You know why? It's pizza dough. We don't want it heavy, heavy, heavy like bread dough. That's the last mistake I made. Or I made that mistake last time. So now, we're going to take this. I'm just going to scrape this like this for a second. And I'm going to drop like a half a tablespoon of oil in the bowl. And then I'm going to toss this. See how it's not sticking now because I'm coating it with oil. Another little drop on the top. We're not mixing it in, folks. We're just coating the outside of this dough, and it's really sticky. So, there we go. Another little bit of oil, just to make sure there's another reason for this, so it doesn't stick to this plastic lid. Now I've put my oven on keep warm, and that brings it up to 100 degrees, and then I'm going to shut it off and let this rise. We'll be back to do the pizza. Alrighty, let's make pizza. Isn't that gorgeous? Now what I'm making is chicken garlic spinach pizza. So it's not exactly the same as you would a regular pizza, because this is the kind of pizza we actually like. So I've got homemade garlic sauce, Parmesan cheese. Wolfie was kind enough to, Wolfie was kind enough to slice me up some red onion. I have the last of that spinach. Oh, you can't see what I'm saying, dude, can you? I've got the last of that spinach. And this is chicken that I had to rotate out of my freezer because it was getting old. So I roasted it, and then I put all the bones, the juice, and the skin in my crock pot, and we're having chicken and dumplings tonight. But this meat is now ready for our chicken Parmesan garlic pizza. These are going in the freezer, folks. So I've got these aluminum foil dessert trays, and I'm going to put my pizzas directly on these and then freeze them. You know why? Because then when they come out of the freezer, I can just go like this and slide it right onto my regular pizza pan, and these are good for another day. So, first things first, we gotta get dough going here. So, oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. So, now, this was a triple recipe of pizza dough. So I'm going to divide this. Oops, caught it on the edge of the bowl. I'm going to divide this into 3. Oh, I'm feeling my old days coming back from the bakery. All right, so I'm going to say that's 1, that's 2. And okay, well, they may be a little slightly different size. If you were doing this professionally, you would weigh them, okay? So let's put these aside and let's start. Now, I am by no means a professional in this, but I do like to stretch it out to the thicker edges like this. And then, before it tears, I roll it out. Now, what I'm going to do is, as I roll these out, I'm going to make the pizzas one at a time. Why? Because I don't want, the other dough will have a tendency to roll, or to rise. So I want it in the freezer before that happens. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? I probably could have gotten 4 out of this, but that's okay. Now you can put parchment on here if you want, but I am not cooking it in here, so I'm not worried about it, right? Now, I'm just going to actually drape this over the edge. Why? Because it's going to draw back in, right? So we'll leave the edge for last. I'm very carefully, if you got a nice big paintbrush, that's good. I'm going to put about a 1/4 cup of garlic sauce. Now, if you don't like this garlic sauce that garlicky, make yourself a white sauce and mix it. And I'm just going to spread this out real thin. All right, but making sure it covers the whole dough. Okay, it's not really a sauce, it is garlic sauce, but we're doing it very, very lightly. Now, yep, it's already spread on. I just did straight garlic sauce and just spread it really thin. Red onions are a very sweet. If we had tomato, if I had grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes, I might cut some in half and throw them on it. But guess what? What we have is this one nice big onion, is because, I'm shredding my spinach, is because there's no real sauce on here except that garlic sauce. So the vegetables will make a nice juice, you know what I mean? Don't be afraid to use lots. Use what you have. If you want mushrooms on here, great. If you want olives on here, great. If you want pickles, oh, should I put pickled turnips on these, dear? No. No, this is a chicken garlic pizza. I'm just going to kind of break it up with my fingers because I slow roasted it in the oven. Make sure you get nice equal amounts of white meat and dark meat if you have both. These were legs and drumsticks, so it's all dark meat. Yes, I'm getting hungry. These are going to be a fairly expensive pizza. I'm going to say each one of these pizzas is going to cost about $5. It's the Parmesan. And I'm going to put about $2 worth of Parmesan on this pizza. Just like that. You know what I'm going to do, dear? I've got enough dough. I bet you I can use it for dumplings. Okay, so now I'm going to wrap this. And then I'm going to make another one. Now, as I make my third and final pizza, I'm going to say that this dough is too much for one more pizza. So I'm going to cut a little bit of this off because I've made chicken soup from the bones. And I think that would make a really good dumpling. What do you think, dear? I did about 4 pounds of chicken. So that's $4 worth of chicken. It's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Howie's had a sandwich, 6 meals. Look at that. I mean, seriously. Look at that. How solid nutrition is that? All right, on goes the last of the Parmesan. Oh my goodness. Look what those bits of pizza dough did. Let me dish up Daddy a bit, a bowl, and I'll show you. Pepper.
Pepper, always.
Just leave it there while you taste it, and then I'll leave you be. Try a dumpling too.
I will.
It's pretty thin soup, but tomorrow it's going to be thicker.
Awesome, that's hot.
How was the pizza dough dumpling? Really good, okay. Okay, so instead of writing this all down and trying to work it on the computer, I'm just going to tell you, okay? I got 3 large chicken spinach garlic pizzas. We got 4 shawarmas, okay? That's 2 yesterday and enough meat left over for 2 more. 2 pots of soup, and Howie had a sandwich. And all told, this cost, all the ingredients cost me $28.58. $28.58. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 meals. 2 pots of soup, 2 sets of shawarmas, and 3 pizzas, plus a sandwich, which I didn't even count. 28.58 divided by 7 equals $4.08 per meal. $4.08 a meal. And you saw those pizzas. That is solid nutrition. And you're never going to get a frozen pizza. Even if you buy a $2 frozen pizza and dress it up, you're never going to have the kind of nutrition as well as savings that you get when you do it yourself. This is the Mrs. Wolfe from our half-acre homestead saying, and that's just good home economics. Take care.